What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to make my 2002 Mustang GT sound better and look better. And the first thing I did in the looks department is remove this big Cervini cowl hood. The hood looks good, but not on my car. Mine's just a stock 2002 Mustang GT. And this thing screams 500, 600 horsepower, supercharged Mustang built, good rims, good paint, all that. And this just wasn't that to me. So I put the stock GT hood back on, and already I like the car so much more. So now that that's off, we're gonna go and first we're gonna repaint the rear bumper because it's just matte black and it does not look good. Doesn't really match the rest of the car. Then we're gonna go get some exhaust put on it and do a couple other little things to try to improve the look. So let's get started. There it is, back with the stock GT hood. And it's already so much more enjoyable to drive just with the much smaller hood scoop. Now, I think the cowl hoods look good whenever they're done right and on the right car, but they're actually pretty difficult to see over, believe it or not. That's actually why I broke my Cobra front bumper right here. I broke the two tabs off. This kind of needs repainted too. You can see orange peel on it. But I broke the front Cobra bumper whenever I was in a parking lot, and it was really crowded. And whenever you got the big cowl hood, I'm not a super tall guy, so I was looking over it and I hit some little curb stop, real small. I just barely hit it on the front, and it was enough to break the one side of the Cobra bumper. So I was like, oh my goodness, that was maddening because that was a good bumper before that, but now it's basically trash. Still fits, still rides on the car, but no resale value in a broke bumper. So now let's get on to the back of the car. So I'm gonna start by sanding down the rear bumper and putting some primer on it. And then I'm gonna use the Rust-Oleum turbo cans, just the gloss black, to try to get a nice black finish on this rear bumper. Then I'm gonna use the Rust-Oleum clear coat, which I have heard mixed reviews about, but I'm gonna try it and see how it turns out. And now I'm gonna remove the rear spoiler, and I'm gonna use some plugs to keep rain from getting into the trunk. And then I'm gonna put some Mustang, the little vinyl letters on the rear to really make the rear of this car pop. I'm gonna finish by sanding down the third brake light to try to get it to look just a little bit better, and we're gonna see how all of this turns out. Now, I am definitely not a professional painter, but I think the rear end of this car turned out looking pretty good. The Mustang lettering really makes it pop. That's one of the first mods I always do on these cars. Really sets them off just a little. And of course, no rear spoiler. Depending on your color, it looks good or bad. And I think with this color, it looks pretty good without a spoiler. Of course, when I sell this car someday, the spoiler will go back on just to cover the old, marks from years of sitting there. But overall, I'm happy with the way the rear of this car has turned out. Now let's go and put an exhaust system on it. The car has its new exhaust system on it, and it sounds so much better than it did before. I'm sure you'll notice, though, that the rear bumper exhaust cutouts still do not have exhaust pipes sticking out of them. I actually have the tips in my hand. This was a Pop's Pop Bomb Catback. I was wanting the full exhaust system put on, but the place I took it to, I've used them in the past, but never for a full exhaust system. They refused to, saying the rear springs would pop out if they dropped the rear axle since it was lowered. And I'm not talking about drop the rear axle. I'm just talking about get the weight off of it where it's dangling. So they refused to do that, and there was some other issues that happened not caused by the exhaust system. That's all I'm going to say about it, but basically it's still dumped. Man, I was hoping to get these tips on there because it would have looked so much better than having just this, just the bare cutouts there. Looks kind of tacky, but sounds good. I'm gonna let y'all hear it now. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think I should do to this Mustang next. I definitely want to do some more to make it look a little bit nicer. Thinking about repainting that Cobra bumper, but since it's broken, I'm not so sure I'm going to. I definitely want to touch up the roof of the car because it's got a little rust spot too, kind of like this bumper did when I first started. But guys, thank y'all for watching this video. Let me know what you want to see next.